Hey, welcome everybody back to our P.O.V. podcast, episode 2.
What's poppin', Queens?
All right.
Hi.
There we go.
We are back in black.
Yeah.
But we're white.
We're white.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey.
This is number 2.
Number 2. It's
Like
26.
shit.
Yeah, really. Hey.
I hope we aren't like shit.
No, I mean, we got, 100 views on YouTube so far?
Yeah, half of them were from me.
Were they really? That's awesome.
I watched it a lot because I was like turning up about the fact like, oh my god, my voice is on the internet, and so like I went home and at night I just listened to it.
That's
over and over.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a lot of people. We our one friend Riley that we gave the shout out to. He's pretty happy that he's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And I know Dylan.
Yeah.
Really
Oh my
happy about
god. Dylan,
Yeah.
I know I'm still a fag. I get it.
that. Yeah, really?
You don't have to tell me. I'm in here sipping on my fucking Midnight Mint grande frap from Starbucks.
Starbucks. Everybody loves Starbucks.
With a limp wrist. I know I'm a fag.
Of course. I mean, speaking of food establishments, we have our first sponsor. So it's this episode at the beginning, and I'll read through that. But this episode is partly brought to you by Bella Italia Restaurant.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
amazing. Pizza's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Italian food is awesome.
It's the best. I only like pizza and like sausage, but that's implied.
Yeah, of course. Meat lovers. But what is it? I went and okay. I went and we originally were gonna put one out on Father's Day.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people asked me to like. I think like 30 people asked too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
it was a lot.
Uh-huh.
I know, I was really surprised too. I was like, oh wow, that many people care. Okay. But we went and people asked, they're like, hey, was there one on Father's Day? And there was. So it's gonna have to change it now because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But for episode 2, it's supposed to be the most confusing day for some.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna let that one sit and just people can take that as they will.
Yeah, he told me that, and I was like, is it for gays? Because there's 2 dads.
I know.
Or there's no dad.
Yeah.
And like, that would be fun.
Yeah. Or African Americans that live in a hood and do not know who their dad is.
Let's not get racist.
That's not racist, I mean.
It's pretty racist.
It's a very select group of people. I'm not casting
Yeah.
a general net. Specifically people who don't know who their dad are. African Americans are cool.
There was this
Right.
one guy in my theater class,
Mhm.
and he's flaming.
Yeah.
I almost asked him out a couple times.
Nice.
But he was like, he would always make jokes about how his dad left him.
Really?
And, like, there was one, I don't remember what he said. It's like, you know, we were looking at something and you couldn't see it. It's like, oh my god, I can't even see it, like my dad, because he left. And then, like, it was so funny.
That's awesome.
I loved that guy.
I know James always jokes about that. Like, I think, he told me once. He told me one teacher didn't know that he had, I think it was his music theater teacher, one of them, and he said that he didn't know that he had a mom because he'd always be like, I wish I had a mom. And he'd sit there and joke around like that in class. So the teacher generally thought he didn't have a mom. And one day his mom went to pick him up, and she's like, have you been missing for like 17 years? And she's like, no, I'm an active part of my child's life. And he's like, he keeps saying, I wish I had a mom. And she said she was pissed.
Oh my god.
She was pissed.
Jesus.
He told me another story of he went out with his friend one day, and his dad was there with him, his friend's dad, and every time the friend's dad would raise his hand, the friend would cringe. He said he'd do it on purpose, so after a while he's like, what are you doing? He's like, would you shut the fuck up? He said, would you stop doing that?
Oh my god.
The waiter was like, I need to call somebody. That's fucking great.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I went and I was recently looking up, and I get those text alerts. I think most people do now when you have a phone.
Well, duh.
About, not text, I'm saying
Okay.
about like news alerts.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, maybe you care about this news, and 9 out of 10 times I'm like, I really don't give a fuck.
I don't even look at news. I get all my news from Instagram.
Yeah, that's the worst place to get your news from.
Yeah, well, no, because I follow a lot of like artists and stuff and famous people, and then you know like the whole like Pray for Paris thing. I had no idea what happened, or like the Paris attacks. Like everyone was like Pray for Paris, and I was like, what the hell's happening? And so I looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, terrorists are happening.
Yeah.
And it happened again with what happened in fucking London.
Yeah,
and like
London.
everyone was like, "Oh, London, we're with you," and I was like, "What's in London?" And then stabbing was in London.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. I mean, recently, within the past few like weeks, I mean, I know we talked about it on the first episode, but since then it like dialed up to 11. Like you thought it was bad before, and now it's even worse.
Yeah, I hate how shit gets like that because it just keeps getting worse.
I know, it's
I
just...
don't know. I was going to segue into something and I couldn't do it.
It's just, I mean, it really sucks. It's all... I mean, regardless whether it's one person or like a big... Everybody assumes it's a big organization. But even if it's one person, it's still considered a terrorist attack by, like, definition.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that people, you know... Fucking could do that nowadays.
Pulse, that was one person.
That was one person, yeah. I don't think he was working with any organization. I don't think he was like a member of ISIS or anything.
Well, I mean, I think he said or they tried to pin it that he was or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know, I don't really care what he was involved with. I think what we should care about is the fact that he shot up a group of people because of prejudices.
Yeah, really.
And we should try to stop that.
Exactly, yeah. If the whole world didn't have prejudices, and who cares what they'd be associated with? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but they had, I went and I looked and I got a news article and I was like, what is Obama doing to stop, what was Obama doing to, get back at the Russians for affecting our election? So I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and yeah, like I remember they had that whole thing, like maybe they affect the election. It was like it was essentially a confirmed fact now. Like
really?
I think they went through, and at least our government believes it is, and I believe the general population does as well. And based on the evidence I've seen, I think it's a viable thing.
Yeah.
But they said that 100%, like I think it was the FBI and the CIA. They came out and they said 100%. Russia came and they screwed with something.
Yeah.
And essentially, it was like what he had planned, and this was like all over the internet. So I'm not giving any of our secrets to Russia. I'm not one of those two people back in the '60s. But they went and essentially what they were going to do, they were going to put little bombs in computers.
Oh my god.
But they were like digital bombs.
So, okay.
So if they needed to, the United States would go click, press a button, and all of Russia's computers in like the Kremlin would shut down.
Oh shit.
I know. I was like, oh damn.
That's crazy.
Nowadays it's just like, you know, like back then people would think, they'd be like, well, what's the bad thing in computers? Now like your computer dies for like 30 seconds. It's like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, it's like a crack addiction.
Yeah, really.
Can I just say Russia fucking scares me?
Yeah.
Just because like if you look on a map, that shit like is half the map.
Yeah, really, it's pretty big.
And it's like, how have they, like, they could totally start a world takeover if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
They are so big, but they're communists, so like the living conditions aren't that great. But like, I was looking at my map in my U.S. history, class, and it literally goes from one side of the map, like it goes around and then back on the other side. There's a little part of Russia that like pokes through at the other side of the map.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Why did we let these people get so big?
You could see, I think it was Sarah Palin. She's like, I could see Russia from my kitchen because you could see it from Alaska. But
that was Russia one time.
Yeah. And I remember, speaking of which, the whole map thing, I remember for AP Human Geography, we learned that the Mercator projection, that's what it's called, the Mercator, is essentially when you cut the map from the globe, like you cut out, you take the globe and you flatten it. It doesn't, and then each country sort of alters it.
Yeah.
In like their own way to fit their needs, depending on which country you're in.
Yeah.
And the map that we have is completely incorrect.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because it's like the way it's, I wouldn't say 100% incorrect, but just like the way it's flat, because you're taking a sphere and you're squishing it.
You're flattening it, but you're like rolling it out.
Yeah, but it's like it's meant to be a sphere, so the way it's cut, it's not done correctly. Yeah. And then the U.S. sort of takes more liberties than it should. Like if you look at Alaska, Alaska is like the size of Texas on the map.
Yeah.
And it's nowhere near that big.
Oh shit.
Alaska's I'd say, like, I mean, it's not like a Rhode Island type thing, I don't think, but it's like a smaller state. It's like a, you know, maybe nice size medium state, and it's not like gigantic. Like it's like if you put it, I think I went and I was like, it would take up like a nice chunk of Africa if you put it over there. It's like like I think ours is like the one in my history class was like half of China. I'm like, there's no way Alaska is half the size of China.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like India. I'm like, it's like the size of India. I'm like, it's not the size of India. What are you trying to play at?
You ever want to get a good view of the world, just go to space.
Yeah, I mean,
just
you
take a ship up there.
Just take like, there's SpaceX. I know Elon Musk wants to do that.
Yeah.
Him and his fucking genius self.
I used to want to be an astronaut when I was little, and then I grew up and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. That's scary.
It depends on, like, it depends on, like, the determination you want to go through. Like, I know it's, I remember I was watching Everybody Hates Chris. I remember watching
about
Chris
God.
Rock.
I used to watch that shit on the daily.
It was fucking
I would
great.
go over to my friend's house after like baseball or whatever, and we'd be like, let's watch Everybody Hates Chris late at night.
I know. It was great. But they had, it was the one episode where Chris Rock was actually on it, and he was the guidance counselor. And I forgot what he told me. He's like, just go find yourself and whatnot. But Greg, his best friend, who was like the little white boy who ran away from everything, he went and he's like, you could be an astronaut based on this test. And he's like, awesome. So he practiced to be an astronaut, and you could really just use, I think it's like baby powder or like certain product, which is weak because you think the particles would affect the technology.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably just for like, like cultural or whatever. But they had a whole thing, and he went and he didn't shower. Because in space, I guess it's like, I forgot.
You can't really shower in space because there's no gravity.
I forgot what the whole like premise that he, especially back then, I think it was like the early 2000s, 90s when the show was on. They had a whole thing where it was like, he's like, yeah, you can't shower in space, so you got to use baby powder or this or whatever. And he sat there, and they at the end of it, like, man, you smelled so bad. So he's sitting there, and then Chris was sitting there, and then Rochelle, his mom, came out, and she's like, what smells so? Greg, is that you, boy? And she's sitting there. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm practicing to be an astronaut. So he went to go into the guidance counselor's office, and Chris Rock's like, He's like, no, Funky Brewster, and he closes the door on him. Like, that's awesome.
Oh my God.
Like, that is amazing. That was I know that, and Malcolm in the Middle.
I never really watched that.
You really? I got into it because it was kind of. I mean, it was hysterical.
My parents started watching it on Hulu, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this a little bit too. But then it always turned into I don't remember what it was called. The new one with the one kid. Shit, what is it? I'm blanking now. Oh God. It was the one where like it's based on like this one guy's like actual life, and it's like the main character's name is Adam, and it's like it always opens. It was February 1980 something.
Oh,
Goldbergs. Fuck yes, it's Goldbergs. Okay, I love Goldbergs. Oh my God.
Goldbergs is awesome. Me and my family watch that all the time.
Yeah,
it's
I
really
remember
cool.
at like a season finale or whatever, I started crying because like they were like oh my God. I was like, no, this can't be the end. It's so good.
I don't know if you knew this because we watched, I think it was the behind the scenes episode they had for it. Did you know that Erica, the girl, isn't really a girl?
Yeah, it was based on his brother Eric.
And they're like, well, we think it would be good for the show, and they made it, and they made it a girl. I'm like, I think he's a doctor now, Eric.
Oh, really?
He's like a doctor or a lawyer or something. He's like something. He's like your standard, like really high-paying profession.
Yeah.
And then Adam Goldberg, award-winning director, of course.
Yeah, he's a director.
He's pretty awesome.
I love the whole idea. It's like it's shit that actually happened in his life, and it's cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about that show is how he'll always like talk about somebody like, oh, this was Stephen Amaro Jr. And then he'll sit there and then like throughout the show he'll be like a coach or someone does something, and then it's like at the end it's like here was Stephen Amaro Jr. We had him in the show as the coach.
I remember when Weird Al Yankovic was on their show.
Yeah, Weird Al.
I love Weird Al.
Weird Al was pretty cool.
And he looks at me, and I look at him. I love that one.
Aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, and then Patton Oswalt's in that one. You know the person who does the voice for I think it was Patton Oswalt. The person who does the voice for the Goldbergs. It was 1980 something.
That's him.
Yeah, it's Patton Oswalt.
Oh,
and
wow.
he was in Aluminum Foil. He was the director dude who takes the lizard head off at the end.
Oh,
He has the lizard head. I'm pretty sure it's Patton Oswalt. Thinking
That's
back
cool.
in now, or it's like a dude who looks like Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, someone. It's his clone.
Yeah, Patton. I mean, Patton Oswalt's a pretty funny dude.
People are clones.
Oh, of course. That's why they're all like. That's why they all have the same beliefs.
Yeah.
They're all like super liberal, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's also because they're famous and like they can be.
Yeah.
But and it's like what. It's like a people's whatever. It's like populism or whatever.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like I learned all about populism because I was doing a project in my music theater class. I know this doesn't like tie in at all. Okay, so they were like, you have to pick a musical that was like either about a historical event or a social issue. So I chose the musical I chose was Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, and
that's awesome.
and it's
What do you have his period?
What?
What
No.
do you have?
Okay, shut up. It was a rock musical about Andrew Jackson, like the president, and like how he started out and how he went up, and his whole like thing was populism, which is like just appealing to the people.
Yeah.
And literally the first song in the musical is called Populism, Yeah Yeah. and and it was good. I was like, oh shit, populism's cool. I like that, but it's really pandery, and I don't really like that at all.
Yeah, of course you're supposed to like it because it's populism. And populism, you're supposed to, hey, it's good, you should like me because I'm amazing.
It's for the people. I'm literally for the population.
Yeah. I remember how they have a, in, I think it was 8th grade, for history, the one girl did a big project, and she essentially related, I think it was Andrew Jackson, to Hitler, because they had that whole, the whole Indian thing.
Yeah, that was a big plot point in the musical.
Yeah. I remember that. I found that. I was like, that's kind of...
That was like Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. I remember learning about that in 8th grade, and I was like, oh, fuck, we did this?
Yeah. That's insane.
Holy shit. We holocausted the Indians.
Yeah, really. It was not... Yeah. We already had our own little mini Holocaust. That's not good. They went and they had... who is it?
History repeats itself.
Yeah. I also heard, I think it was Truman. Well, I want to know. Was it Truman? I think it was Truman. One of the presidents. Google it if you really honestly care.
I don't.
He had I think you might like this.
Okay.
He was. They said he was a little off. Like he'd sit there and there was someone talking to him, and he'd like go to the bathroom, and they like try and talk to him through the door. He's like, "Why are you trying to talk to me through the bathroom? Come in." And he had to stand there and like watch the man poop.
Oh.
And just have a.
That'd be me.
Yeah. or he had. They said I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's official fact that he customized the shower to have a nozzle spraying directly at his penis. And one to spraying directly up his butt.
That'd also be me.
I remember hearing that somewhere, and I'm like, I don't know the legitimacy of that, but that's... I'm like, if that is, hey, I mean,
that's like fucking...
Gotta clean that somehow, I guess.
It's like Japanese toilets. Have you ever seen...
Yeah, dude, the bidets. I want one.
Really?
Oh, yeah, those are really cool.
Doesn't it like, shoots up...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I feel like I'd really enjoy that.
It's supposed to be at least semi-enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because it's like... of course, fucking machines.
Wow.
Here in the studio.
The fuck is that?
That is machine fries.
Oh.
That's the machine that we have in our studio for ice. So our drinks are cold.
Drinks.
But the little thing that it is makes the biggest noise humanly possible. I completely lost my fucking train of thought. What was I saying beforehand too? Now.
We were talking about water going up your asshole.
Oh yeah, the bidets. Yeah. I want one because it's supposed to be super efficient.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like extremely clean too. Like you wouldn't just the way my Spanish teacher in 10th grade, she explained this, because people are like, well, why would you use a bidet? And she was very down to earth, very helpful with that kind of thing. Other than Spanish, she was a very life advice kind of person.
Yeah.
We went and she's like, well, if you had she's like, I know this is a weird example, but she's like, if you would change a baby and you got poop on your finger, you wouldn't just wipe it off and be like, all right, time to go make a sandwich. She's like, no, you'd sit there and use soap and water. She's like, essentially that's what it is with a bidet, only it's, not like soap and water. It's water spraying up your butt.
That's how I cleaned before I bought them. Wait, no, I shouldn't say that.
I heard in there, I remember hearing this on, I forgot what it was. I remember hearing this on, I think it was another podcast. But they had a whole thing.
Stealing shit.
Yeah. But I just related to you, and I heard that, and I'm like, that's really interesting. They talked about anal bleaching.
Yeah.
And how it's really, really hard to do that.
Yeah.
They said no place in a small city, like over here in our little not really neck of the woods, but our area of Florida, I don't think there's any place that would do it.
Yeah, no. I saw this one video from this gay YouTuber that I love, Davey Wavy. And it was like he took one of his straight friends and he had him anal douche, because they have anal douches.
Yeah.
And he they didn't show him doing it, because you can't do that on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
it's a whole different side.
He went in and then he came out and he was like, it was actually really nice. I feel really clean now. Everything's drained. And I'm like, everyone asks me why do you gotta freaking wear a condom when you're gay? There's no. And I'm like, hun, it's a butt.
One of our friends.
Shit out of those.
One of our friends, he grew up super Catholic, and he didn't. I mean, he's a pretty knowledgeable person, and you think he'd have some common sense in him about it. But we were talking to our other friend who is the resident Hope, and we had a conversation about gays, and he.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we did this part. Yeah, but our friend who grew up super Catholic, he went to Catholic school and whatnot. But he was like, he didn't know gay guys had to wear condoms. He's like, well, can they can't get pregnant, and I'm like, but you have STDs, and they're like, yeah, that's right. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Let me
Not
just
all gay
look
guys
over that.
have STDs.
No, it's not. I mean, it's just, I mean, you're putting it in something that fecal matter comes out of.
Yeah,
It's
so
essentially.
I mean, I can understand people like if you're younger than being like, why do you need a condom? There's no like you can't get preggers from
Yeah.
that shit. And I'm like, you grow up and you realize like, oh yeah, people shit out of there.
Yeah.
And that's dirty. I know like the one biggest like piece of advice I heard from like a YouTube video was like, when you pull out, don't look at the condom. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not gonna be having sex anytime soon, but like,
that's
when
awesome.
I do.
You went and I heard, what was it? I went and fuck, I had a whole thing on this now. I had a whole, like, I remember you said something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the thing.
It's early, yeah.
STDs and STIs. I found out
They're
that
the same.
there's sexual disease and then like the infections that you get.
Yeah.
I found out that a large, almost full majority of the friend group that both me and you know
Yeah.
don't use any form of protection.
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy.
any at all. They're like, well, pulling out's going to stop me from getting pregnant. I know they
No.
don't. I know they don't have an
No,
STD.
honey.
They're like, pulling out's the only effective way because a condom breaks. And I'm like, I understand that,
What the fuck?
but that's not a thing that happens all the time.
Yeah.
You stupid idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But
Saying pulling out is better than using a condom is. I was gonna make an analogy, but I don't have one.
yeah, it's not, you know,
it's stupid.
it is. I think I have an analogy for it. That's like putting your hand in a hole with a snake and being like, if I move really fast, the snake's not gonna bite me.
Mm-hmm.
Versus wearing like a big glove, and if the snake bites you, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
That's essentially.
And it's like the glove might break, but that's not a guarantee.
But listen, you're not.
They're
I
made
mean,
not to.
yeah. Plus, then they have antivenoms,
Yeah.
which I found out that
They don't have antivenoms for AIDS.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, not really. They have they had like the Plan B pills.
Yeah.
I went with a friend recently, and we were buying some stuff, and I guess they had to get it for their significant other, I guess, as like a precaution.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm totally fine.
Yeah, like nothing happened. They just like, just in case it ever does, I have it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's good for like a couple months at least, for like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
I'm sure have like the expiration date on the pack, but he's like, I thought it was like 2 for $50. I thought it was a pack. I thought you got like a pack of like 6 for like $50. It's a pill.
Yeah.
It is a one-time use for $60. So I'm like, every time, it's like relatively, it's like, all right, you know, $60 or like, you know, have a child. It's like, I get it, you know, if you really need an emergency situation, but I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
$60
it's
for,
crazy.
it's like, when you think about it relatively, it's like $60 for a pill.
Yeah.
It's like, that's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's like a video game.
Yeah, really.
In America.
Well, most video games nowadays don't really cost $60. You have like your
Yeah, I mean, like they
upgrade
cost
editions.
60 like when they come out, but they've been
Yeah.
dropping quicker.
Yeah.
And it's like that's crazy. But they've been 60 since like video games existed.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, but they said that's kind of. I watched a video on it and I'm like, oh, now it's like I like buying like the limited editions, like the $80 ones and $100 ones.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
you know, yeah, really. It's like you get, you know, I mean, if they're a good company, they'll give you your money's worth.
Yeah.
But I sit there and I kind of look at it, I'm like, nowadays games really don't cost $60.
Yeah, no.
And then I sat there and I watched a YouTube video and they said, well, the $60 game is killing the video game industry. Because how much it cost before versus now, and then like how much of, like if you buy a hard disk game, it's like $5 goes to the developer.
Yeah.
It's like you sell 1 million copies, that's $5 million. You sell 100,000 copies, that's $500,000. And when they spent, you know, $10, $20 million to create this game.
Yeah.
It's like that's crazy. But if you buy it digital, I think it's like $10. I think it like doubles or something. Because then it just goes to, you know, it's less middleman, less you know, marketing, less stores.
Yeah. I don't like buying digitally because I'm retro. I generally do like disc games, but like I've been downloading games before, and like I don't know, I don't really have a bias between any. I've just like always used discs. And I'm scared of change, so like...
Yeah, humans are programmed, I feel, to be scared of change.
Yeah. I remember when I moved out of my first house, I lived there for like 12 years, and I like kind of stopped functioning for a little bit. We had an apartment, and it was great. I would skate around that shit every day. There was this dude there that was pretty cool. I don't talk to him anymore. I left, and I was like, you're out of my life, bye.
I remember you telling me this story.
Yeah. He randomly, a couple years ago, he randomly like hit me up out of the blue. Like he called me, he was like, hey Cameron, what's up? And I was like... Nothing. I'm at the I was like at a dentist going for a filling. I had like just pulled in and then he starts calling. I had like just pulled in and he starts calling me and I'm like, hey, I'm getting holes in my teeth filled. And he's like, oh, okay. that's how your life's going. And I was like,
I would make a whole joke.
Don't do it.
But
don't do it.
It's like I would
don't
make
do
a
it.
I would make a gay joke, but
Shut
fuck
up.
it.
Stop it. If I had to choose between you and pointing out doors, there's a door. That joke was cringy.
Yeah, you know what?
Just get out.
Yeah, you get out.
I'm gonna sip my fucking white girl drink.
That was a movie, Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was pretty good too. It's by what? Keegan-Michael Key?
Yeah, Keegan-Michael... Yeah. No, it was Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, okay. Yeah. I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, and it was so... I didn't know anything about it. It was about, like, okay, my brain just turned off
It's one of those days. It's early.
Oh my god.
It's really early.
This fucker woke me up at 8 o'clock. But, like, it was so weird. The whole plot is, like, there's this community, and they think that black people are superior to white people. It's a white community. It's like he wanted to show that racism still exists. Like everyone's like, racism isn't a thing anymore. But he was like, racism still exists, but it's in a different like aspect than what it used to be or what we think it is. And it's like this group of white people, and they think black people are better than white people. So they find a way to fucking put their minds after they die into the bodies of like living black people. And so like that's why like when in the preview when like the boyfriend like, took the it was a preview. It just like when the boyfriend took the one guy's picture, he started like freaking the fuck out. He was like, "Get out! Get the fuck out of here!" It's because that was like that was like the guy who used to be in that body, like breaking through. Like, you need to get out of here, man. Something bad's gonna happen to you.
Oh shit.
And then like the other preview, the girl who's like, no. Like, you remember that?
Yeah.
She starts crying. It's because, like, you know, there's like some old white woman's mind in her body, and she's like, you know, the one little aspect of, like, the girl that was still there was, like, breaking through. She's like, no. No. And she's, like, breaking out into tears, and it's fucking crazy. I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, I seen the whole trailer. I remember this one guy who used to work with us, Rich. He's like, yeah, I went to go see it, and he's like, it was really good. He's like, it's not really like a horror movie. He said it's more like a psychological type thing, and I'm like, that's really cool.
I love psychological shit.
Like, I heard 10 Cloverfield Lane was that way, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
I heard it was like, you know, very much like, oh, well, is she really kidnapped? Is there really an issue outside? Is there aliens? Or is there not? And who knows? They're making a sequel to that one.
Really?
Yeah, it's not really like a sequel, but they have like...
How old is that movie?
It just came out, I think, 2014.
Oh, okay. It's more recent than I thought it was. Yeah. I was thinking 2010 for some reason.
I think it might have been the original Cloverfield.
Oh, yeah.
With the giant alien and the found footage cam.
See, I don't know. I just remember hearing the word Cloverfield in 2010.
Yeah, it was. I remember that was. It was like the poster was at the Statue of Liberty, like the head ripped off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I think because in the movie, like the monster picks up the Statue of Liberty's head, and the guy's recording, and they're like, "What's that? Oh my God, what is this?" And they haven't seen the monster yet. But it's like a big ball flying. He's like, is that the thing that's causing the problem? And then it gets closer, like, it's getting closer. Oh my God, everybody run. And they run, and then like the ball hits the ground and rolls. After dust clears, you see the Statue of Liberty's head. And everybody was like, oh fuck.
I need to get water real quick. Keep going.
I got you.
Right here. The thing's right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you grab like a cup and then hit the water thing.
You want some, honey?
I am okay. Thank you very much. I am all right. Thank you for offering.
Okay.
For those, he has to use the ice machine. Of course, that's like the one thing that makes noise, and he has to do the ice machine. But yeah, you know, I think this would be a good time for a sponsor read. What do you think?
I'm queer.
Okay. So we're gonna do a sponsor read. All right. So this episode is brought to you in part by Bella Italia Restaurant. Are you in the Largo area? Are you looking for the best Italian food in town? Because it is.
Do you have a script?
Yeah. Or just a really good place to eat. Bella Italia was voted #1 restaurant in Largo for 3 years in a row on TripAdvisor.
Oh shit!
3 years. I think it's like 205 restaurants, and then there's pretty good restaurants in the area. Best restaurant, 3 years in a row.
I do like you guys.
Oh yeah. With homemade sauce and dough, and other orders made fresh, like all the Alfredo sauce, everything.
You seriously have a script?
Yeah. Everything is made fresh. Bella Italia Restaurant is a true New York style Italian food, and has been a big part of its community for 36 years. It's been in the same location for 36 years.
Oh shit!
People always like, have you moved? And I'm like, no, we've been here for fucking 36 years.
You did.
Nibba. It's like they've been there for 36 years. Go to www.bipizza.net To view its menu and get directions, they have full-service dine-in, takeout, select beers and wines. No hard alcohol, though. And reservations are preferred. So, yeah, if you guys like Italian food, they are a great place to go. They have, pizza and whatnot.
BI Pizza.
Yep.
We're bisexuals eating pizza.
That is the joke people would make every time I would talk about that place. And they're just like, "It's a bisexual pizza?" And I'm like, "Are you a fucking idiot?" I'm like, do you have, higher than a third grade,
I want to open an Italian restaurant where everything, like a pizza restaurant, but every pizza is like a sexuality joke, like personal pansexual pizza.
That's awesome. Was it just over here in downtown St. Pete? They had the Gay Pride Parade yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna go to that, but then I was like, no, because I had that fucking yard sale that was happening when you came to pick me up. My friend Jazz, and I'm saying her name because I know she listens.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, girl. She was like, "Hey Cam, are you coming to Pride this year or this week?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I have plans." And I wanted to go, but I couldn't, and I'm sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was always there, but last time I was in downtown St. Pete, which probably maybe a week. No, not even a week. I said it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it happened Saturday. They had the one road painted like rainbow color.
Really?
Yeah, like it was the one intersection was like rainbow colored. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I didn't know if it was like always there. I'm like, hey, that's cool, like the whole gay pride thing.
Yeah.
But then I found out that the pride parade was coming through that same road. I'm like, oh, I wonder if they did it for the pride parade. I mean, if
everyone's Snapchat was popping with that shit.
I heard it was like, I know people, it's just like it's like a fun. I wouldn't say necessarily for the whole family, but it's fun if
yeah, we're family friendly. The gays are family friendly.
Well, except for the ones running around like Speedos and whatnot. I imagine
they're covered.
Yeah, to a degree. Regardless.
I like the ones running around in Speedos.
Of course you would.
Okay, I want to say something.
Yeah.
So I saw something on Facebook. This is a fucking issue that I have so much. They're trying different racial minority groups. Are changing the colors on the pride flag.
I saw that.
Fucking okay. I see a picture and it's like, the rainbow, but then they have like a brown
and stripe
and a black stripe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, LGBTQ plus has never been about race.
Yeah, really.
We've always just been the community. Like you never hear like, oh, black queer community or like the Hispanic queer community. It's always been the queer community.
Yeah.
And like
it encompasses everybody.
I'm saying queer because everyone's saying queer now, and like I love it because it used to be an insult, and I love when you own shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's never been that. Hashtag don't racialize our flag.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was actually gonna bring that up. I was wondering what your stance was gonna be on that, but I agree with that 100%. Because I feel, at least as a straight male who I feel like I'm pretty. I know a decent amount, or at least I get information from you about the gay community. I keep updated.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of homosexual friends, men and women, and I feel like I know a little, but I feel that it was never really like you could be black or Hispanic or whatever and gay, but it was always like it's about sexuality.
Yeah.
But it's never
Race
it's like
has never
it's like
been an aspect on it.
It's like I think the whole thing was like, oh, we're not getting enough representation. There's nothing really to represent.
Yeah.
You could be gay, you could be Hispanic, you could be black. There's nothing to represent. It's just, do you have a sexuality as other than straight? Well, you're represented in this community. It's like here's a whole thing.
It's like this is you're trying to subdivide shit that doesn't need to be subdivided.
Yeah, they had I forgot, there was one reporter. I don't even think he's a reporter. I think he's just like one of those kind of dudes who does this kind of who does that kind of thing. He makes every single issue that is brought to his attention about race. Every single one.
I hate people who
that's
do
like
that.
That's like his thing. It's not like just like something he does.
Yeah,
That's like his whole shtick. Is that he's like it's all about, but he like genuinely believes it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, everything's about race. It's like it's about. Of course, there's a lot about race.
Yeah.
That's racism is still alive and well everywhere in the world, but it's if you don't make it about race, if you don't focus about race when it's not already on race.
Yeah.
Then you're adding to the issue at that point.
I'm not gonna say I don't see color because that's bullshit. Everyone sees color.
Yeah, I don't think we should ignore race. I just think we should be like, okay, black, white, brown, you Asian, you could be Asian, Who cares? We're all the same
Yeah.
people. Not that everybody's one color. It's like no.
No,
I think
fuck that. We have diversity.
we have diversity, yeah.
And it's beautiful.
But it's one diversity isn't better than the other.
Yeah.
It's just like listen, if you're African American and well educated, you should be able to get the same job as a white person well educated.
Yeah.
It should just come down to credentials, experience. It shouldn't be color.
That ain't the case though.
Yeah, a lot of the time isn't the case. Yeah, unfortunately. It should
We're
be.
both white, so don't listen to us though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
we're gonna.
Yeah.
All the fucking SJW is gonna shoot us down immediately. It's like they're both white. None of the shit they say matters because they're racist.
That fucking pisses me off too. Yeah. I have nothing against African Americans or the gay community or anything. I support. Yeah, of course. I mean, I support the gay community 100%. I support African American community, all that. But yet, if I had an opinion on something, somebody did this in school once, and I shut that shit down real fucking quick. They're like, "Well, you are a white straight male," and I'm like, "Who gives a fuck?"
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're telling me now? Oh, well, your ancestors or whatever. My ancestors came on a boat from Italy. I'm a third generation American.
Yeah.
And you're gonna tell? Whoa, ancestors don't. No, my ancestors didn't own slave, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like, oh well, your ancestors, and people before you, that your type of people, have most say, so you shouldn't have a say in the matter. And it's like, are you fucking kidding? You're practicing the thing you're preaching against.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's crazy.
I didn't do anything to anybody. I'm for most of the causes of like, hey, let's make things better. It's just like, but you're gonna sit there and then you're gonna be like, no, you're white and straight. Fuck you. That's literally the opposite of what you're doing. It's like, what the fuck did I do to you?
Yeah. I get it. Like white people have been on top like all the time, but like still, the whole like don't get mad, get even thing is bullshit.
Yeah, it's
unless
fucking...
like on shit like that, it's not the thing. I'm totally fine with like don't get mad, get even on certain things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like groups of people and hating them, I don't think you should do that. I think the world would be way better if we all could just love each other.
Yeah. Unfortunately, people, they're fucking biased.
That's never gonna
One
happen.
can hope. I mean, one can. I remember back in, I think it was like around Destiny came out because I remember playing this for the first time. That's when they had the whole, love your body, love your, if you're a little on the heavier side, that's great. As long as it's like a healthy lifestyle, not that you're just like I'm eating ice cream, 10 times a day, and I'm happy. It's like okay, but that's there's a health concern there. It's like if you're just a little thicker, good. You could. There's no difference between you.
Thick.
Exactly. Thicks. But if you're a little thinner, if you're a little thicker, who cares? You shouldn't care. But then it got to the point that people who did model, or people who did, and who didn't, really have any augmentations to them, they got so much. You're representing unrealistic representations for women. You should quit your career.
Yeah.
It's like that's not the person. Okay, if the person looks naturally good, and they just want to, express their body.
Okay, yeah.
You're going against the thing you're preaching at that point. You're hating on people who...
You're hating on people's bodies.
Yeah, you're hating on people's bodies. And it's just like only instead of, hating them because they're maybe a little thicker, or a little heavier, or a little thinner.
You're hating,
they're what considered like model type.
Yeah, I never understood why people were giving like people shit for being too thin. It's like if you're making an effort to make your body look a certain way, then that's your choice. Like that you shouldn't get shit for that. Like I personally don't care what people do. I wouldn't mind if someone fucking ate ice cream every day because I'm not their fucking health advisor.
Yeah.
Like if you want to eat shit all the time, then go the fuck ahead. Like I don't care. I'm cursing too much. Then go ahead. I don't really care.
Our podcast, we can do what the fuck we want.
Yeah, I don't really care. But like if someone's putting an effort, and I'm not saying anorexia, like don't put that effort in.
Yeah, no, there's like health concern to a thing.
Yeah.
If you're just like thinner than average, who cares?
Yeah. But
it's
like
appearance.
if you're trying to make your body look thin and you like that's your goal, that's like your ideal body that you want to do, and that's definitely achievable.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, go for it.
And you shouldn't get shit for that because that's your choice. That's what you're choosing to do with yourself.
Yeah, my one friend I have, we went to school together, me and this guy Johnny. He was on the heavier side for 9th grade, I remember. Yeah. And he went on this whole like special shake program. He ends up working for him now, and he was like the top sales rep in I think like Pinellas County. They gave him an iPad. That's how good he was.
Oh shit.
Yeah, really. He's like, hey, you gotta come by. I don't have the fucking time. But I know our James does, and a whole bunch of our other friends. They go and they do that whole shake thing, and they exercise and they work out with it. The man lost 100 pounds.
Holy shit.
He has a little pin. And
congratulations.
Yeah, really. He has a little pin. He's like, I lost 95 pounds. I lost like, I think it's like 95 or all. I think it might even be 100 now. And he showed the before and after picture. Oh my god, it is insane. He's like, I'm trying to bulk up and build muscle now. It's like good. It's like freaking good for you, man.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'd like to use a little bit of weight, but I mean, 100 pounds would be too much for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
I think if you lost 100 pounds, you'd look like a stick figure.
Yeah, it would be an issue. I mean, that'd be like what?
Yeah.
That'd be like mid to high hundreds. I mean, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Yeah. I remember I used to like. I mean, I still kind of do. I had major body dysmorphia. And, like, I would always be like, oh, I need to lose weight. And then my mom's like, hun, I can literally, like, almost wrap around you twice. And I'm like, Mom, no, that's not true. I'm 140 pounds. That's not, that's too heavy. But now I'm like, you know, that just, you know, I'm 165 now, I think, last time I checked. And it's like, I don't really...
I'll give you a slow clap, sir.
It's like I'm average and I don't fucking care about that.
Yeah, that's good.
And I literally eat whatever the fuck I want. I just have a metabolism.
Yeah. I think realistically, and I talked to my doctor about it too when you go for the physical. I think realistically I could use, you know, a little bit of weight. If anything, I'd say like maybe like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, you know, it's easily achievable too. Like you just, you know, cut down on soda or something.
But
something
still,
simple.
Like you don't really need to do
But
that,
I don't
you know
need
what I
it.
mean?
Like it's not an immediate health concern. Eventually it could be, obviously.
It could be, yeah.
But it's not an immediate concern. I'm like, I'm not, you know, I can't. It's not like I can't walk. It's not like, I can't see my own penis.
Yeah.
It's like if it gets that bad, I want to be shot. I'm saying that now. And it's like if somebody, if they're that weight because they eat too much, that the fact that they can't. No, of course, you have your diseases and whatnot. You're beautiful the way you are. But if you eat and you can't see your own penis, I think that's the red flag at that point.
Yeah.
It's like that's the real issue.
I'm a firm believer in literally do whatever the fuck you want in life.
Yeah.
I really don't. Yeah, because like with like no, I mean, of course there's repercussions, but like those don't really matter. I mean, at least in my view of the world.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna live it up now. I'm gonna die when I'm 60.
Yeah.
I said it all the time. I'm either probably have a heart attack or get shot. I feel like those are two viable options. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I want to go into this because I said I want to talk about like philosophy and religion and shit.
Yeah.
So, I am an existential nihilist, and I'm probably more of an existentialist. What that means is an existentialist is, I mean, technically I'm atheist.
Yeah.
I'm like agnostic. I don't follow a god. I don't disbelieve that there's a god out there.
Yeah. So I think that's more agnostic. I think.
Yeah,
that's
agnostic. But like the philosophy, like. I'm really spiritual and like philosophical. An existentialist is someone who believes that the individual human shapes their own life through their own acts of will.
Good.
And everything that happens to them, or like, well, not happens to them, but everything that they are is a direct result of them.
Yeah.
A nihilist is, the definition of a nihilist is someone who dispels all religious and moral beliefs or principles in the belief that life doesn't matter. Like life is meaningless. An existential nihilist is someone who believes that individual existence or the entire existence of the human race is ultimately meaningless and has no value.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, but like...
That's a great way to put it. Your life has no meaning, everything is horrible, everybody dies.
But like, this is where I put like my own little like positive spin on it. If nothing matters... Yeah. Then you can do whatever you want and shape whoever you are. Yeah. I believe that no one is born for a reason. Yeah. We kind of shape our own reasons for existing as we grow up. Like, I didn't come out the pussy, like, I'm going to be a musician. Yeah, yeah. I grew myself as a person and decided that music is the thing that I want to do with my life. Yeah. And that's a result of me. Like, if I studied really hard in school and like focused on math, I could be fucking Einstein. Yeah. But I was like, music's cool, let me try that. And then I, as an individual human being, existed and put work into music, and now that's what I want to do. Like, that's my reason now. And that's not how I started. Yeah, I think I feel, I'm going to piggyback off that with, I feel that everybody creates their own thing, and everybody has like their own purpose that they create. But I think everybody has like a big general purpose, not like a specific purpose. But I think like, okay, you're someone who you're gonna make some great change one day. It's just like however you do it, you're gonna make a great change, and you're here to benefit and help humanity.
in some way, shape, or form. I think that's like a general, and then like somebody else is like, you're gonna make a big change, you're gonna help somebody someday, and I think that general purpose of just, it could take many forms, but I think everybody has a general purpose of go out, help the world, make your mark, do what you want to do, and leave it better than the way you came in.
Yeah.
I think that's the way. And I believe, I'm Catholic, but I have, I have a feeling on, like, so I think the Catholic Church has got more lenient. Like, I remember last time we talked
Definitely.
about, homosexuality and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to agree with it more. Like, before I'm like, nah, I think gays are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then it's like, and then the Catholic Church is like, well, we think gays are pretty cool too. I'm like, okay, well then I agree. But I think it's people go too far into certain things. Like, I know friends who are like super Christian. It's just like, you can't do this because of the Bible.
Yeah, no.
It's like, I get it, but,
so that's why I hate religion. Like, I don't hate religion. Like, that's like, if I said, like, oh, no, religious people suck because religion sucks, that's like people who say, like, oh, I can't like gays because of my religion. Like, no, you can't like gays because you're a fucking bigot. I mean, you can totally like gays, but, like, one of my closest friends is a fucking priest, and then another one of them is a deacon. Like, religious people are so great.
Like Deacon Blackfire from, like...
No, like a deacon, like, I don't...
Like Batman?
No.
They do magic and shit?
What it is like... He
I know
goes
the deacon.
okay, thank you. But, like, they're cool people. It's just, I don't like religion because I feel like it limits people.
Yeah, I would agree with that on some... I also feel that... I remember we talked about this last podcast, too. With the whole Patton Oswalt, they talked about that giant butt.
Yeah, the giant butthole crab.
I think some things are like, okay, go out, make a good positive impact. But I think at times... Like, I remember, like, I forgot, the time frame of it, but the church used to sell essentially with a pardons to get into heaven.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, give us, like, all your money, and we'll promise your ancestor gets to heaven. And it's like, that's bullshit. But that was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, I think...
You're not God.
Yeah, I think the purest forms of religion are fantastic. Like, follow, if you want to believe in a higher being, cool,
Yeah.
And you go into
Praise
it...
Overlord Xenu.
Yeah. and you go and you make your world better, and you become a good person and follow your family, love your friends, don't have affairs. But I think when people get into it, like human beings, I think at times it could be better. Like, you have your saints and you're like, yeah, we're going to embody this. But I think and then some people get into it and they get into it for the power, and they're just like, good, I believe this and fuck everybody else.
Yeah. And
then everybody takes that as a law. Like, I mean, we have a pretty good friend group. And I like to believe that, when we speak, the other person listens and they believe what we say. So every time I speak to a friend group, I try and make sure it's like, it's genuine information, and I always strive for the betterment of our group and our friends.
Yeah.
And I try not to do stuff out of selfish reasons. But
Definitely.
it's like when people do the exact opposite, it's just like that sucks. It's like people look to you for guidance, people look to you for help. Like, say if my friend came to me, hey Joe, what do you think? I need help with something. That's like, okay, well, this thing would help him, but it may not benefit me. But who cares if it benefits me? It's not hurting me either.
No,
it's just like, that would be like me being like, okay, you need to do this because then I get some sort of benefit.
Yeah.
It's like, no. It's like you help people out of helping people. It's there to guide people, and you're there, especially as religion, it's there to guide you, help you achieve your goal of heaven or betterment of the earth or whatever you believe in. And I think when people get into it and they change stuff, it sucks.
Yeah.
And just Scientology sucks in general. I just want to put that there.
Yeah.
With the exception of Tom Cruise.
I don't know.
I think, he's everybody says that too. They're like, he is such a great actor. It's like, when he's off...
He is.
Like, when he's off stage, it's just like, okay, yeah, he's a Scientologist, he's a cool dude, he's an actor. But then he gets on the movie screen, and everybody's like, who cares what the fuck he is? I want to watch the movie. It's like, good. It's like, I'm glad we got to that point.
I love separating the art from the artist. I love it when people can do that.
I think it's good. I think it's good when you combine it to a degree. Like, oh, this person's a wonderful person, and they make good music. Fucking great on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could be you one day.
It could be.
You could be like the next Skrillex.
I wanna do shit. Yeah.
Good.
I would love. Okay, so the fact that I literally don't give a shit about anything, I was thinking, like, what would my aesthetic be? And I know Tyler the Creator does this already, but I would love if I could, like, do a concert and just have a big fucking, like, pentagram.
Oh my god.
I would love, because it would, like, totally turn so many people away. But other people would be like, holy shit, like, and I'd make it clear, like, I don't believe in Satan.
Yeah.
But like it would be cool just like because it's edgy.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would be edgy. I'm an edgy meme
I'm
lord.
an edgy type of person.
But like like fucking upside down crosses and shit. Like not like for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
no,
like
that's-
But like
Yeah.
it's I can do that because I'm not religious.
Yeah. I think it's important to love everybody.
Yeah.
Depending on how you love everybody, which is a story I wanted to get into. And I mean, normally I would update you on this kind of thing, but I know we haven't talked for a little bit.
Yeah.
For a hot minute, as the kids would say nowadays. But we recently had, and I think you'll know what I'm referring to when I address this, the 2 birds, 1 stone fiasco. As far as relationships, we have a friend who was that 1 stone, and he was two birds.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
So essentially, so I'm nicknaming it that, the 2 bird, 1 stone fiasco.
Did you just come up with that now?
I just came up with that now.
You were clever.
And essentially the conclusion I came to is that person needs to keep their fucking stone in their pants. That's what they need to do. They need to keep their rocks off, okay?
Calling you out, bitch. I want to drop a name so hard.
No, but
I'm not going to.
I worked it out with that person, but essentially and that kind of made me think, it's just like, because I think that person, I mean, they could, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I love them.
I don't.
Oh, I know you don't. But it's easy to believe someone is like, I think it's a little misguided sometimes in relationships. So I want to talk about like relationships and essentially what it means to be in one. Because I know you're big on this. I know on one friend Dylan, he had a whole relationship, and I know he's really big on the whole not cheating. And this is
I am too. I've never been in a relationship, but like
I think it's. I mean,
sad.
Especially when you're in a long-term relationship with someone, if you're gonna cheat on, what the fuck's the issue?
Yeah.
It's just like if there's an issue in the relationship, okay, listen, break up with the person.
Yeah.
Talk to people. I say like 98 every time somebody comes to me with an issue of relationships, or I hear an issue on the news or some relationship. You know what the simple solution could have been?
Yeah.
Fucking talk to the other person.
Yeah.
They're like, I feel this way. Did you talk to them about it? No. Why? Well, it's hard for me to do it. It's like it's hard for me to do it. Okay, but let's sit there and have an issue instead of talking to them.
If it's hard for you to talk to the person that you're dating, that's a red flag.
It is, especially if it's what you're feeling, and you can't. I mean, I guess first date you shouldn't be like, I love you, it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like
maybe first date.
Yeah. It's like if you're in a dedicated relationship with someone, like and you really care about them, listen, your feelings should be an easy thing to talk about.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then. Or if it's like, I know some guys get the satisfaction out of being a player.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you want to be a player and you want to be with multiple women, okay, so long as they're not like dedicated, as long as they know, hey, we're like a friends with benefit type thing.
Yeah.
We're just screwing around.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's okay. And you want to go see a different girl every week, wear protection. And as long as those people know, hey, listen, it's a thing, and they don't get their hopes up. I mean, as long as you make it clear too. I'm not saying because people get their hopes up regardless.
Yeah.
But as long as you're just as long as you're like, hey, this is just a thing, and people are cool with that, then good. But if you're like, oh, I'm in a relationship with this person, and I'm in a relationship with this person, and this person, and I'm gonna fuck this person, that's not what it's about. Relationships are, they're relationships for a reason. They're supposed to be like your best friend. You sit there, you're supposed to love the person, you're supposed to care about him, you do things, you listen for him, and you have that communication, that connection. But it's like that deep emotional connection of love.
Yeah.
And I think that's a thing that people forget nowadays, especially whether in the world or in relationships. It's fucking love and compassion.
Yeah.
And people don't fucking have that nowadays.
No.
That's why relationships don't work. And it's like, oh, well, divorce is an easy thing. It's like, yeah, but
50% of marriages end in divorce in this goddamn country.
It's like polygamy isn't realistic. It's like, but listen, it's like if your problem is having sex with one person for the rest of your life, then you shouldn't be married.
Yeah.
Then just don't get married.
Or get married to someone who's cool with you.
Or get married, or like those triangle relationship type things where it's like, okay, you'll be married as long. I mean, if you do you. I mean, if that whole thing,
if everyone's cool with it, then it's fine.
Yeah, if everybody's cool, make sure everybody's cool with it.
Yeah, you have to make sure.
That's like a thing, you don't
people don't communicate anymore.
People don't talk. They get angry. That's that's a big problem, especially among friends and relationships. Mm-hmm. People get angry. People have issues. Then they don't want to talk about it. It gets pent up, and then people have breakdowns, and somebody gets shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, how the fuck does that work? Or then somebody has to light a fire under somebody else's ass.
Yeah.
Or you sit there, you'll have your friends, and you'll be like, that's why you have that whole girl group. It's just like, listen, honey, so you gotta dump his ass. You gotta,
You have no idea how many girls I've had to tell that to.
It's like you get that whole thing. I mean, it's also important, if you really and truly love someone, even if it's like even if it's like a simple high school relationship, or it's like a simple little crush, It's if you really and truly care about that person, then a relationship shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But if you don't care about that person, then don't be in the fucking relationship.
Yeah.
that's essentially what it comes down to is, don't be in the fucking relationship. It's, love. If you won't, and I use the term love, not like, oh, they're my one and only everything, we're going to get married.
Yeah.
But if you have a strong passion, love is a somewhat easy thing to identify, and other times it's not.
Yeah.
But if you genuinely love someone, then hey, listen, be in a relationship and care about it. But if not, then fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go cheat on someone. I got 2 birds and I got a stone. Well, fucking guess what? Keep that stone in your pants and don't fucking kill the 2 birds.
Yeah. I remember I was backstage during a play one time at my school, and I remember, I don't think it was during a play, it might have been a rehearsal, but like there were these girls talking about like their like kinks and shit, and like like when it's like, oh, I love it when like I get tied up, or like if he like beats me a little bit, and then I like went back there, I was like, I'm into intimacy, and then everyone was like, oh, Cameron, that's so cute, and I'm like, I'm sorry that I love being loved when I'm getting loved.
Yeah. That's also important too, is context and like dialogue. I recently also had an issue with another friend on how, I don't know if I told you the story, so I don't know if you'll pick up the whole thing.
Okay.
But a very close friend of mine thought something was going down between me and somebody else who they're very close to.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't. And I was just like, hold up, wait a minute. And it was a genuine issue.
Oh, shit.
It became like a serious problem. I think I texted you one day. It became like, it became a serious issue. It also falls in a relationship and love. It's like, listen, context and dialogue.
Yeah.
Listen to people, talk to people. Everybody nowadays just fucking flies off the handle.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, things are the worst. Everything sucks. Everybody's against me. Depression.
Yeah.
This is essentially how people feel nowadays. It sucks. Talk. Try and look on the bright side. Talk to people. Have a conversation. Nobody wants to do that anymore.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna like jump back to something. I wanted to say this, but like, I used to be super depressed, but this is going to sound so fucking ass backwards. When I came to the conclusion, like when I decided like, oh yeah, I am an existential nihilist, when I came to the conclusion that life doesn't really have a meaning, I stopped being depressed. Because I was like, fuck it, I can do whatever I want.
That might give people depression.
Well, yeah, but like if you look at it like, oh, if nothing really matters, then why do you got to sweat shit like that?
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I know it's like, we're all gonna fucking die. It doesn't, no, I mean, what you do, like, can impact the future.
Yeah, of course.
But to you, like, you're gonna fucking die eventually. So, like, who the fuck cares? Do whatever the hell you want. I mean, don't shoot people.
Yeah, don't do that. I think that's the thing nowadays. I remember I was watching Philip DeFranco, and he had a shirt. And it said, the shirt that he's seen, this one lady flipped out about it on Walmart, I think it was. Because it said, boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, if you've seen that in Walmart, you'd be like, okay, yeah, who cares?
Yeah, it's a shirt. It's a saying.
It's a saying, because, it's not used like, it's just like flipped out, that's that's gender conformity, this, that. It's like, no, you're giving it a fucking issue.
Yeah.
It's meant like, 10-year-old kids are like, 10-year-old kids who are sitting there fighting. It's like, all right, boys will be boys. They're the boys, they're going to do what they want. It's like, well, girls can do that too. It's like, no, fuck, girls can do that too.
Yeah.
But everybody gets so politically correct. He made a shirt, and it's like, boys will be boys. I mean, girls can be boys too. It's 2017. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just not going to sell the shirt. And
I want to wear that shirt.
He put that on a shirt, and he sold it. And he sold like how many thousand of that shirt. And I'm like, that's essentially what it comes to now. You got to sit there. If we say something, I could say now we mean it with the utmost care and love about something, and obviously if we have a genuine issue with something, of course people get offended regardless.
Yeah.
We can sit there and be like, hi, my name is so and so. They'll be like, you said hi, fuck you. But it's just nowadays things come with so much caveat. It's like, I got to make sure I'm politically correct. I got to make sure. It's like people should just not look into anything unless there's an issue.
Yeah.
It's just like, I want to look more into this than there needs to be. No.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't have to. Somebody has a different political opinion than you. Somebody has a different relationship opinion than you. Good, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Have a conversation about it. You don't like it, move on.
And again, like, if everyone thought like me, wow, that sounded really fucking, like, egotistical. If everyone thought like me, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, offensiveness, whatever.
Yeah.
Offense is a thing that happens. I feel offended sometimes. Like,
I don't get offended. I try not to. I don't think I've ever been offended. I also hate that term offended. It's like, I'm offended. It's like, listen, offended is like somebody comes over and fucking kicks your child. You could be a fucking offended. But somebody has a different political view than you. Like if somebody came up and was like, I like Hillary Clinton, I like Donald Trump. It's like, good for you. Why the fuck you tell me this? I'm not gonna sit there and flip out on them.
attack you personally.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing.
So, yeah.
I've been waiting for the fucking day in school. Or, like, if someone, like, walked up to me and been like, if I was like, oh, I'm gay, and someone was like, wow, you're a fucking faggot, I wouldn't get offended.
You know.
Because I'd be like, you're right.
That's like,
that's not a insult. That's a statement, sir.
I wore, and this is on YouTube somewhere. I wore a shirt, and this was after Donald Trump won.
Oh, did you tell me this?
Yeah, I told you this. Yeah. I wore a shirt after Donald Trump won. It was a Trump pen shirt, and I walked in one day, and I'm not sitting there like fuck everybody. You know, everybody feels that, you know, even, you know, everybody's like, oh, Hillary Clinton supporters don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Donald Trump supporters are horrible human beings. Yeah. Listen, regardless of what side you care about, people are normal people.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you have the extremists, which take it a little too far.
Uh-huh.
But it's sat there, and I walked in, and I got so much fucking hate.
Yeah.
My one friend who's a pretty hardcore Republican, he's like, here, let me wear the little banner. And he sat there, and he put, like, the little thing on. He walked through the lunchroom for 15 seconds, and he sat there, and he's like, he goes, I'm stunned. He goes, I've never been called more hateful things in my life.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's another back to, you know, practice what you preach. If you're like, oh, well, somebody spews hate, don't fucking spew hate.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, somebody spewing hate, you know, fuck that guy. But, you know what, I have a different opinion than say, a supporter. Like, if somebody supported Hillary Clinton, I'm like, I was for Donald Trump.
Like, this is it. Like, I don't support Donald Trump at all.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't understand how we fucking work. He's like, not hardcore Trump supporter, but like,
you
wore a Trump pen shirt after he won. I wore the same shirt I wear every day.
We lost like 40 of our viewers just by me saying that too.
Yeah, but I don't support Trump at all. I wasn't really for Hillary.
Yeah.
I would have rather had her than Trump, TBH, but like, I'm totally Harambe for president.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't support fucking everything the man does. Like, I'm like, oh, he's Lord and see. No, it's like, listen, there's a lot of issues that I disagree with him on. Mm-hmm. I just felt of the options, I felt that, especially in the beginning, what he was saying was a good idea. Yeah. I think it's, and then, but I also think that, you know, regardless whether you like the man or not, you got to give him a fucking shot.
Yeah.
I feel that people don't do that. Yeah, I mean, if Hillary Clinton won, I'd be like, all right, fuck.
People don't try shit out anymore. Like, they're so quick, like, if they don't like something, they do not like it.
Yeah, really. It's like, if a third party won, well, listen, I wasn't for the third party, but it's like, okay, who gives a fuck? Let that person do what they want. Or if Hillary Clinton won, it's like, all right, let's see how it goes. If she fucks things up,
then you know, whatever.
Then
and,
fuck
like,
her.
That's how I feel about Trump. Like, I'm giving the man he's...
Yeah. Not even a year. Not even a year.
He got elected. And, like, I'm 17. I can't do anything about that.
Well, yes, people would argue with that. Like, I remember they had the whole protest.
Yeah,
I mean, we could protest. One person can make a difference.
What do protests do? I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, I'm just being honest. You're walking around with fucking signs. Like, I know it's gonna, like, if you want to make... I'm gonna fucking say the wrong thing. I know it. I know I already did.
Well, by us being here. A straight man and a gay, they're both white. Fuck them.
But, like, go to the fucking government. Like, I know you have to be public and get people to, like, support you. And, you know, get your voice heard. But, like, you have to hit it up with the fucking Supreme Court or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to do that because I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, if one person, especially nowadays with fucking the internet and whatnot, one person can make such a difference.
Yeah, I love that.
It's amazing. People have so much power to do, and that's why I feel we forget nowadays. Like, oh, it's such a travesty that these things happen. I don't like that. Listen, if you genuinely really don't like something,
do something.
Make the fucking change. It's like, that's why, you know, I mean, I understand why people protest and they do the whole thing, but it's, to a degree, it's like, I have, you know, some people protest for the right reasons, and some people protest for the wrong reasons. Some people are like, I generally don't like things, I'm going to make a change.
Yeah.
If that's the kind of protester somebody is, fucking good on them.
Yeah.
But some people are like, I hate this person, I won't want it, I don't care, I want what I want when I want it, fuck you. Then that's, listen, you're no better than the person who you're against. Mm-hmm. At that point, it's fucking, you know, you should listen. If everybody thought the same way, like everybody's like, I wish everybody was like me. Mm-hmm. It's like, then guess what? We would have a world full of assholes regardless.
Yeah.
If everybody was the fucking same, then who? If like fucking everybody was like, you know, person XYZ, then guess what? The world would fucking suck anyway.
Yeah.
It's like the world. I think is generally. I think humans. I think the world is a great place. I think those big things that happen, I think the change that we're going through as a world, and, you know, I mean, there's these beautiful things. You can go to like the Grand Canyon, you go to like fucking California, and look out, you know, over something beautiful or a sunset, or you go to the beach, and you're like, wow, this is fucking amazing.
I love natural beauty.
Yeah, there's your natural beauty. Or you go like New York City and just look at it and be like, wow, this is what we fucking did.
Yeah.
Look at as people is what we did.
Yeah.
And then it's amazing. But then and then inversely you have things like terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
You have, pollution.
There's a yin
you
and
have...
yang. There has to be... I mean, there doesn't have to be balance. I would love if everything was...
it was perfect. If everything was perfect, then guess what? There would be no issues.
But, like, I do respect the balance. Like, I don't know... It almost gets me to believe in a fucking higher power.
Yeah.
But, like, then you see, like, shit happens at random, and it's like, I don't know. Shit happens. And
it's
people
crazy.
are going to believe things that not everyone
people
agrees with, and
yeah.
then people are going to get extreme about those beliefs, and then other people are going to die because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit sucks,
Yeah.
but it's the world that we live in, and it sucks that we cope with it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone should cope with it or, like, get used to it. Like, I'm fucking desensitized to all this shit, and I don't even watch the news.
Yeah, I mean, it's to a degree, it's like, oh, there's another
Yeah.
terrorist attack.
Mhm.
It's like, that's
and it's
fucking
like
horrible.
now people, like, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, fuck, that happened again.
Yeah. Another,
And
what,
it's like-
15 people died at once. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
that's a big deal.
The fucking reality is people are losing their lives.
Yeah, really, it's like, listen, it's like 15 people died in a horrific way. It's like, oh, no, that's fucking normal now.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
fucking
oh
crazy.
my god, it's undoing shit that's, like, crazy.
So this is...
That got dark, I'm
It
sorry.
did. I'm going to lighten the mood, but I think it's a bad thing to preface off this. This would be a story I would normally tell you if we had talked before this.
Okay.
But I was where I work. I work at a place that serves food, aka a restaurant. That's that. As I couldn't. I gave a description instead of a name. I'm like it is a place. It has a building. And there's a lot of people who come in who don't speak the best English.
Yeah.
And I pride myself.
And it's like because we're Florida, because,
I pride myself on trying to, especially because I'll do foreign orders and, the foreign sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also I pride myself on trying to get them the best experience as anybody else and get the order right and listen to what they have to say instead of just be like, oh, this person has a funny accent. Oh, okay, yeah, this is what you want? Oh, I don't understand you. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that. If you listen, you could be black, white, Chinese, you could be from Mexico, you could be from Cuba. If you speak English and you're willing to try and have a communication with me, then listen, I'm fucking all for it. I'll try and help you the best I can.
Yeah.
But this one dude came in, and I don't know what kind of nationality or what he was, but he had a very thick accent.
Yeah.
And he called on the phone, and I heard him. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to understand what he's saying. And he's asking a whole bunch of questions at once. And even somebody who speaks like perfect English, when people do this, to sort of piss me off. They're like, okay, I want this, but does this have this, and also does it have this, and then and what if I get this? And then it's like, listen, let me answer one question at a time.
Down.
But the fact that he had a thick accent, it was harder for me to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I said, hold on, sir. I said, the phone's really bad. I said, I'm having a hard time understanding you. Would you be able to repeat that? I'm trying to help you out. And he go, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. And he goes, oh my God. All right, hold on. Let me say this again. And he got all pissy with me. I'm like, all right. At that point, my kindness went to, okay, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand. Listen, you're here, trying to do the best you can. But I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
If
you're trying to do the best you can also.
If the phone's shitty and, I'm not from the same area as you and I'm having a hard time speaking your dialect, by me trying to help and by trying to understand what you're saying, and, maybe if you need to repeat it, I didn't ask for it, a second time after that.
Yeah.
Once he repeated it, he said it a little slower, I understood what he was saying. But by doing that and then having me answer your questions, and by me trying to help you, you getting upset with me trying to help you, it's like, fuck you at that point.
That's totally crazy.
And I was like, I sat there, I listened to that, I'm like, fucking, really?
Yeah.
And then even customers who speak perfect English will just be assholes too.
Yeah.
I'll have people call up, and working at a place does not sell hamburgers. I will preface that. Working at a place does not sell hamburgers and or chicken nuggets. And this is like it's out there how people get, like working at an Italian place. It's like, we sell pizza, you sell pasta, you
it's
sell
Italian food.
It's like somebody calls up, you guys got wings? It's like, I could kind of understand that. Maybe, I know that's like, that's like your pizzeria, not really an Italian restaurant. But I'm like, no, we don't have wings. People are like, you guys have hamburgers?
Yeah.
I'm like,
and it's like, no.
You're fucking kidding me, right? It's like, do you go to, Carrabba's and be like, do you guys have fucking fajitas? It's like going to another place over here, Haufbrough House. It's a German food place. That's like walking over there and being like, you guys have egg foo young. That's the difference. It's like, it is a German restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's you could, you know what they have. Especially people who've seen the menu. And like, I know good customers who will be like, you guys got hamburgers? I'm like, you've been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking kidding me, right?
People
like, you have chicken nuggets? And my response at this point, instead of being like, oh no, and trying to be polite about it, I go, we're not McDonald's. They go, oh, I guess that was a stupid question.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, that was a stupid question.
Voice crack.
Fucking
Hello.
Yeah.
Puberty, where you at?
Yeah, really.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. That one guy, you know, we went to homecoming with him.
Yeah.
At my school.
He's.
I was like, oh, I've never had sushi, and he's like, you've never had sushi? And like,
yeah, I
he
never had
wants to
sushi
take me
either.
out for sushi. I kind of like, we were talking about food, and it reminded me of this.
Yep.
I want to like, what is it?
Like
I don't
guy?
like seafood.
You like guys?
I love guys. I don't like seafood, but I've always wanted to try sushi because I'm a weeaboo.
Yep.
And
I heard sushi's really good, so I always wanted to try it.
Yeah.
I'm always out there trying different experiences, getting new foods.
I remember I was like at fucking, I don't remember what mall it was, but there was like it was a Thai sushi place, and I was like, the fucking like part of me was like, sushi's not Thai, it's Japanese.
Sushi's not Thai, that's not a thing.
And then I was like, wait, it's all Asian, so you know, whatever.
It's like it's all in the same area, I guess, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be whatever
I don't
you
know
want.
how culture.
2017, people could be what they want.
Yeah.
They have that whole Asian fusion. It's like we could sell hamburgers and you know, Mexican food and you know, Indian food and Chinese food all in the same place.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
I like studying different cultures, but I've never gotten into like the food aspect of that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's normally where I first get into it. I'm like, I love the Germans. They have great food.
I remember when I took Spanish, we like studied the culture too, and I got to learn and make a lot of cool Spanish foods. And I want to go back and like take more years of Spanish because I want to learn like fluent Spanish.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good skill, especially in a diverse world. You know, English and Spanish being, you know, top 3, top 5 languages. I'm pretty sure.
Especially here.
Yeah, especially
in Florida.
In Florida.
Yeah.
In the United States, anyway, really.
Yeah, definitely. I was at my friend's grandparents' house because she was like living with her grandparents, and she's Puerto Rican, and her grandparents are like legit, like they lived in Puerto Rico for a while.
Yeah.
And they have like really thick accents, and like, you know, we were like driving to a concert, and then they were like speaking like fluent Spanish to each other, and I was like, I understand bits and pieces, but I want to know, you know, what they're saying, because I want to, like, you know, I love learning different things.
Yeah. I'm the same way, that kind of thing, especially food. Like, I remember went and I tried the German place I was talking about, Haufbrough House. They're like, oh my god, the German food is amazing there. And for Father's Day, I went to like Aqua Prime on the beach. It was this nicer upscale restaurant. They had like a deal, and oh my god, this food was amazing. Yeah. I remember I wanted to talk about this too. They had this brisket, like this barbecue sauce, and like this truffle mac and cheese, and like this loaded baked potato, and they had like this special. I'm not a big coleslaw person, but they did this weird coleslaw. I'm like, let me try it. It was amazing.
Really?
It was only a Father's Day special too, so next time I go back, they're not gonna have it unless it's Father's Day. And I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking. And it came with banana pudding. Like, oh my god, it was. And best part, ready? All you can eat.
Oh god.
Like $30, and the plate was like the size of my fucking chest. That's how big it was. I'm like, yes,
Jesus
I got.
Christ, that's a big ass plate.
I got like, yeah, really. Oh yes.
Staring at your chest.
My eyes are up here, honey.
Oh, damn it.
So they went and but it was fucking. Oh my god, it was amazing. But yeah, I remember I always loved learning about new cultures, and especially after I took AP Human Geography.
Yeah.
I'd sit there and you get that outsider looking in perspective. You know, it's just like I want to understand the culture. I want to get into it. You know, I want to understand things. But something that kind of pissed me off when I did Spanish too, is my one teacher, who she was an amazing teacher. She was an awesome person.
Okay.
And she was from Latin America, and we talk a lot about her country and stuff. But I guess because we didn't have time, we didn't get to do the culture sections.
Yeah.
So I mean, that kind of I wasn't saying I was pissed off, but it was I was like a little upset about it. I would always read it when we had the time. You know, I went actively learn it, but I wish that would be a thing more. It's like, hey, listen, you know, let's learn about different cultures. I mean, not like it's not required.
Like
not like you're forced to, but if like you want to, you have the option to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you should diversify your knowledge, not just like, well, I live in Florida, I live in America, that is all I know. It's like, no, you should learn about, would somebody,
The world's a cool fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
globalization, I know people hate it. I fucking love globalization.
Yeah.
How we all get connected. Not like the whole, we all become one thing. It's like, I love how we all become one thing but with like different parts.
Yeah.
Like a Lego piece. If I built a wall out of Legos, like a ball. I feel like a ball is a better example.
Yeah.
If I built a ball out of Legos and I used, thousands of different colored Legos, and each Lego represented a culture, that's essentially what the world has become.
Yeah.
And it's all connected, all serves one purpose of being an amazing place, but it's got different pieces to it.
Mm-hmm.
They all have the same general outline, the people, they have cultures, but they're all different in their own regard.
Yeah. I know I made it a goal in the next 2 or 3 years. I want to learn Japanese and French.
Yeah.
Those are the top 2 languages I've wanted to learn my entire life.
French would be pretty cool. I feel Japanese. I'm a little apprehensive. It would be cool to learn the language, but I'm a little apprehensive about going to certain countries over, especially in Middle East or Asia, because of the way their laws are. And I know it's gotten better as far as okay, an American could go over to somewhere and it's all right. But it's a little that bias, you sort of walk around and you're like, all right, especially, and then if you get in any legal trouble, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's just and I remember the whole thing with North Korea. No, who in their fucking right mind, first of all, would go to North Korea?
Yeah.
If you're an American, you should. If you're American and you're like a danger reporter, and I'm gonna go over there and be edgy and interview Kim Jong Un.
Wait, is that North or South Korea?
That's North Korea.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, North Korea is the one with the little funny dictator bastard.
Kim Jong.
Yeah, the one with a female name.
Come on, that's their fucking culture, dude.
That's
all right.
I know. Just fuck that guy.
I want to be sure. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I know. It's North Korea.
Okay, yeah.
But it's especially if you go over there, it's just and you're not a reporter and I'm doing something. If you're going over there, just hey, I'm gonna visit. It's that's where I think taking the whole learning culture thing, I think that's where you take it a little too far. It's just no one in their right mind should go to fucking North Korea.
Yeah,
people from North Korea are trying to leave North Korea, and you're gonna go over there. But the one dude was put in a coma, and then he got over here, and then he died.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. That was a big news story.
About that.
He went in, he got arrested for, I forgot what he got arrested for. It was theft or something, and they charged him with. And I think they said they don't know if he really did it, but he pled guilty after 3 days of them holding him.
Yeah.
And I used that in air quotes because they said they most likely tortured him. But what happened was, essentially, he went and, they found him guilty, hard labor. And a week later, they said he had an attack, and they gave him a pill to help the attack, and he entered a coma. And they're like, that's bullshit for that to happen. First off, he needed to have 30,000 pills.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot. But he had, and then they sent him after a while, after it was a couple months or whatever, they sent him home to his family. And he died 2 days later.
Shit.
They said they said most likely he was tortured he was suffocated. They said they probably used the air deprivation chambers.
Yeah.
And then they took it too far. And fuck, we broke him. Okay, send him back now.
Fuck.
Fucking that's crazy bastards.
Yeah.
They're fucking horrible people too.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's I'm all for trying to make peace with people, but I don't think they want to make peace.
Yeah,
I think they should just go fuck themselves at this point.
I would love it if they did want to make peace, but I don't think they do.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Yeah.
Just don't try shit, and we won't try shit, because we're a superpower too, and we can.
Then they're not even anywhere near superpower North Korea.
Yeah, no.
The only person they have backing them up was China, but I'm almost certain that China said, because we had to pass through their water to get our giant battleship over.
Yeah.
And threaten North Korea with it. And China said, listen, they're if you guys do what you got to do, we support you 100%.
Yeah.
Because China's going to support North Korea over the United States? It's really? It's what kind of fucking benefit does they have?
Yeah. It would suck because we get all of our shit from China.
That's what I'm saying. It's
we're such good marketing companions. I don't know what the fucking word to use.
Yeah.
But
good trade.
Trade. We trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's they sell us a ton of shit, and if they stopped supporting us, and it'd be really bad because that's a shit ton of their income, just not there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I think this is starting to more happen now, especially with Donald Trump in power.
In power. I love that.
I know.
We're America, honey. It's not a dictatorship.
I had to say it like that because I know people are always going to take. But as him as president, I think it's more of especially I've also seen more let's get back to our roots. Let's start making more stuff here. Let's start doing the energy stuff. I don't think we're doing too much of that too well. I don't think we're not doing. But I think the whole let's manufacture here, let's keep businesses here. I mean, of course we should obviously trade with other people.
Yeah.
I think trading might get cut back a little too much with his plans, which I don't think I'm too happy about.
I don't think trading should get cut back a lot because, again, like, that keeps us good with other world powers.
Absolutely. Plus, you can get things, you really can't normally cheaper sometimes. Yeah. I think by us, like, hey, auto manufacturers, because I forgot where, I think it was, I'm trying to remember what, it was a billionaire from China, I'm pretty sure. A billionaire from like the Asian country region. I think maybe I forget. I think it was China. He went and he brought a car factory over here to the United States, and he started building it to the United States, and it became this big thing like, oh hey, listen, if you come over from here, it could be, you could have like a lot of benefit as long as you're helping the American people and doing this whole thing. And it brought back a lot of jobs to a small area. It was like Wisconsin, or like it was like one of those, it was like somewhere, it was like a small town in like the Midwest.
Yeah.
And or up closer to the Rust Belt, obviously.
Yeah.
And they brought back this manufacturing job, and like it employed the whole town.
That's cool.
And it had this whole thing. They're like, because and in that same video, I don't know the accuracy of it, but I was a little surprised that they said that to pay a worker in China is maybe like $1 less, or it's like a very small amount less than a worker in the United States.
Oh, really?
Of course, there's a whole benefit issue and whatnot. But the pay difference is now because they're getting so much business, and they're working on Apple, they're working with these big companies, and you're like, okay, we'll give you 3 cents more to work for us. Obviously it's a small amount, but they work, you work 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking accuracy. But you work 1,000 hours, obviously that adds up or something. It's like we work an absurd amount of time, and it's gotten to the point where they said it's getting close to on par with the United States.
Oh wow.
That's how they're like. So why not bring it to the United States? Better condition for the workers, more opportunity. Plus, then you cut down taxes and tariffs.
Yeah.
So I think that's fucking great.
Always for cutting down taxes.
Yeah, I think it's I have a very, and my one friend's like, well, you tax to pay for, I get tax to pay for the road, but I like having like the roads and everything fixed. It's just like, but then I fall in that same category. It's like, but I don't want to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. It's like, if my went and if I get a paycheck and it said, hey, your taxes, here's your road tax, here's this tax, I'd be happy with that. But then I also know that a portion of that money is going to things that I don't agree with or lazy people.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is going to some stupid war that we don't need. I know, like, say 30 cents is going to a stupid, about $10. 30 cents is going to a stupid war we don't need. Another 5 cents is going to somebody who's going to sit on their ass all day and do nothing when they don't need it. Like, people who generally need disability, cool, it's there for you. People who generally need it. But people who take advantage of the system, fuck those people. Go ahead and get a job.
Hey, how much time do we have left?
I think we actually have like a good 20 minutes.
Okay,
I
am about to piss my pants.
Like, really?
It's impairing my ability to focus. I need to go. Talk to the beautiful people.
I will absolutely talk to the beautiful people.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I really didn't want to, but I literally am about to explode.
I got you. Awesome. And you're back. And do the magic of editing. Wonderful technology do we have?
Technology.
But technology. Yeah, I think we got like another 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, I just wanted to I could not hold it.
I had to say we didn't have breakfast, did we? We didn't
have breakfast. Starbucks.
Oh yeah, you went.
We just got like a coffee. Oh, I got a coffee. You got a tea.
I had like a tea.
I need to start drinking tea. I hate tea.
Really?
I really don't like tea. But it's like, cause I do musical theater now.
Yeah.
I need to because it's so good for your throat. There's like this one specialty like they have at Walmart. It's called Throat Coat.
I think I heard of that.
And it's literally like there's a ton of shit in it. There's like honey and like mint. I don't know if there's mint, but there's like so much stuff. And it's so good for your throat. I remember my one friend, he fucking drank that shit up before we did Little Women at Osceola.
Yeah.
And but it was amazing. And I didn't try it because it smelled really strong. Like I could not get the shit up to my face. It was that strong. But I need to. I know there's this one girl that oh, shout out if you're listening, and you're in Florida, come see Fiddler on the Roof at SPC in Clearwater.
I remember you're busting your ass for that one.
Oh my God, yeah, we are
working pretty hard.
It's at SPC in Clearwater. Hold up.
Didn't you say what?
June 30th and July 1st.
Nice.
At 7 p.m. Tickets are $10. You will not be disappointed. We had 5 fucking weeks.
Really?
To get this 2.5-hour show.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
together.
that. That's fucking crazy.
And we got the whole show blocked and down in 2.5 weeks.
Oh shit.
Or 2.5, 3 weeks, and then we spent last week running through it, top to bottom, and getting choreography down. This is the first time I've had to do legit choreography. And it's fun. It's a workout. I was like, oh, I'll go to the gym, and then we start like doing fucking like dance, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do the gym. I'm just gonna do musical theater.
It's like, hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have.
It's fun. Honestly though, like Joe, please come see it. You will not be disappointed. I don't have like
what days are?
June 30th and July 1st.
Okay, June 30th, July 30th. I gotta check the calendar.
7 p.m. They start selling tickets. Like I don't know if it's a half hour before or an hour before, but they're $10.
Nice.
And it's cool. It's gonna be so fun. The talent is amazing. Like I'm singing up. Like I don't have a big part.
Yeah.
I have like one solo that's like 4 bars, but like I'm singing with the chorus mostly.
Nice.
And literally though, the talent is amazing.
That's awesome.
I get chills every time I'm on stage and like like just up there. But there was like one girl I was talking to. She's like, I hate tea.
Really?
But her.
I like tea. I mean sweet tea. I'm a good green tea person. Maybe not straight up green tea. Raspberry iced tea, dude, that's fucking great. I love raspberry iced tea.
But the vocals are hard for her because it's right on her break.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know you hate tea, but like she's like, I hate tea, but I need to start drinking it. And I was like, throat coat's the thing. And she was like, what's that? And I was like, ooh, I know more than a college student.
That's awesome.
This is fun.
But yeah, I know that I know more than a college student. I know that tea's very good. I heard for the system.
Yeah.
I know I like really almost all forms of tea. I'm a big fan of. Like I know the was it Arizona green tea.
Yeah.
With, like I think it's like ginseng and honey.
Ooh.
I know everybody goes fucking wild for that.
Yeah, everyone does.
It's very sweet too. But if they said it's like great, it's great for your body. It's great. That's not why I drink it. I drink it because it's delicious.
Yeah.
But it's that raspberry iced tea, sweet teas. Some at times it'll kill your stomach if you drink it on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
But it's very very delicious. Tea is great. Yeah. Of course.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And
bodily functions.
For someone who is such an amazing musician.
Okay.
And all that music and audio.
You want to know what happened?
Fuck it up.
When we started, right when we started, my mom got a cold. And then that shit, like, after, like, a week, it got to me.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, what the fuck? I can't get colds. I'm an actor.
This is why we use the same pop filters every time. This is why this is why everybody's is numbered. For this reason. Not for that reason. It's
not that reason.
Not that reason.
Well, I'm a germaphobe, so, I would want them numbered.
Yeah. I think it's better than because we each know which one's which.
Yeah.
And it's not weird.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, then it provides even wear. Like, if you have yours at the same time, then, I'm not sitting there like, oh, let me move this. Click. Oh, hey, that sucks.
Shit. Yeah.
Freaking let me break everything.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I like breaking I'm kidding. I'm a very peaceful person.
Good. We really shouldn't like breaking things.
I like breaking the system, yo.
That was fucking horrible.
Hell yeah. Down with the system.
That was fucking horrible.
You're fucking horrible.
Voice crack.
No, that was intentional.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I have a, I don't know if I want to tell people this because this is only our second podcast.
Go ahead.
But I have a mock-up. It's not an official thing yet. It's not even close to being semi-kind of official. That's how far down the process is.
It's like, okay. It starts out like that.
Like this would come out maybe around like episode like 15.
Okay.
Oh fuck! I just bumped the microphone. Oh, I'm an idiot. I fucking bumped it and it sucked. But this would come out like episode 15. But I have a mock-up of a shirt.
Oh, we should. Okay.
I feel that would be.
It's cool. I think we need to up.
That's how nothing. That's how you know somebody doesn't like something. It's good, but.
Okay, so listen, this is my idea.
Okay.
We need to like not have a logo that's literally text over a Google image.
Not really a Google image.
Well, whatever the fuck it is. Like, I think we need to come up with something like original. Like, I know one of my friends does art, and she's like doing commissions, and I could be like, hey, make us a fucking like logo.
Yeah, no, I know Dylan does art.
Really?
Dylan, yeah, of course.
Duh.
Dylan's like the art dude.
I'm sorry.
I know my one friend Arthur. He's big into art with art.
My sister could do something.
Yeah. I think for right now, I think for at least for a little while, we'll keep this logo.
Yeah, and then like we could be like, hey, this is a shit that is us. Like it's actually our aesthetic. Yeah. And
I think it's cool. I think it's good.
I like the word aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
I know there was this one guy, Frank Javsey. He's like does like music producer stuff. Yeah. But he's also like a huge memer. And he has this shirt, and it just says, it's like supposed to say aesthetic, but it says ass the dick.
Ass the dick? Nice.
It's like ass space the space dick. And I'm like, I want that shirt. They wouldn't let me wear it at school, though.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, schools crack down on that kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember I wanted a sweater from this one clothing label, I don't know, Pizza Slime. Mm-hmm. And it's like a sweater, and like on the sleeves it says Yas, and then on the chest it says Bish. So it's like if you like put your arms out, it goes Yas, Bish, Yas. And I want it so bad, but I don't know if they're selling it anymore. Yeah, no,
they have what? I know that. What is it? Isn't that one Katy Perry song too? Does she use the word Bish?
I don't know.
Swish swish.
Is that's not Katy Perry?
It is.
Is that Britney? No.
No, swish swish.
Is it?
Yeah, it was brand new.
I know it's new. Yeah, I don't remember who.
Yeah, she went in because she changed her whole image recently.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm thinking it's not Katy Perry.
Yeah, she has that whole low cut, blonde hair and look. She came in that whole like zoot suit looking thing on SNL. And she had that one kid, the one backpack kid who did like the whole like dance.
I love that. It is Katy Perry. Holy fuck.
Yeah, she changed her whole image.
Yeah, I love that song. I heard it on the radio while we were driving, and I was like, oh. Fuck, I feel like a queen listening to this.
I know, it's I mean, I remember, it was a good song. I remember when I first started on SNL. Yeah. But yeah, they went and I remember when she brought out that backpack kid, I was like, I was semi-blown away, because I'm like, that kid's really good, but I know a guy who could do it better. But he was really good at it. I was like, that's pretty awesome. And I remember I would make a big deal of it, and everybody's like, what are you talking about? Huh? What's that thing? And I had to show him the video. Yeah. And it got to the point I had to like pull up the SNL video and scroll, which I think this is kind of how you know when something's popular or not. If you have to pull up the video and scroll to it, then you know it's not really popular, semi-popular. But when it has its own clip on YouTube, when it's like the clip and it has like the 30-second clip. Yeah. So now every time I bring it up, I just press the button. I just press it, and it just shows like the 10-second clip of the kid dancing. Yeah. And everybody knows about it. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? But then after like a month, everybody's like, oh, that backpack kid's amazing.
Oh my god, I love that kid. I would watch his shit on YouTube, like ironically. Yeah. But it was hilarious. And like I learned how to do that. Yeah, did I show you?
I don't think you did.
Oh my god, we all do it. We all do it before we go on stage.
That's awesome.
We're literally like, me and my friends, like, we're on different sides of the backstage, and we're like looking at each other while the music's going, like, do 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 do. Nice. And like we're doing it. It's hilarious.
You doing it?
We're not doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Back to that context. Back to that important context.
That's why I said we do that shit backstage, the dance.
Whoa. And, you doing the do backstage?
Okay. You know what? How about you stop talking?
Listen.
And we fucking.
We're getting close to that time where we need to stop talking.
We gotta stop talking minutes. And you fucking leave.
Yeah, and I leave.
Leave.
Go on now, go. Go out that door. Ain't no looks in it anymore. But yeah, I wanted to pimp out. I was probably gonna do this at the end, but you know what? I think we got enough time that I could do it now. Okay. I want to pimp out our social media.
Fuck yeah.
Because I went and I had to look through this.
You didn't request to follow me on the Instagram.
Did I not?
No.
I gotta follow you then.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, find it. Would you like to know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So here we go. So our Facebook is RPOV, just RPOV. So that's our Facebook. If you want our Facebook. Our Instagram is just our POV podcast.
Oh yeah, I am following it. It's not following me back.
Am I not? Oh, I gotta look at that. I'll fix it. And then we have a Twitter. I don't know if you knew we have a Twitter, Cameron.
You said it on the last episode.
Oh yeah, we have a Twitter. We have an @RPOV_ podcast. Ooh, underscore. Look how amazing we are with our little underscore bullshit. But we're also now, and I remember sending you a text for this. We are now on iTunes.
Oh yeah.
We're on fucking iTunes now.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I gotta tell a funny story about that.
Okay.
Go. Back when I had an iPad, I was like maybe like 10 or like 12. Yeah. I got an iPad, and Dad he never does this on any other technology, so I don't know why he did it on the iPad. He put one of those restriction parent locks.
Oh yeah.
So that way, it doesn't do anything, except unless it's related to iTunes. Like I can't download explicit music. I can't download that.
Yeah.
I can still watch YouTube videos. I could probably Google porn if I wanted to.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
Does literally nothing. Does literally nothing
Except
unless it's iTunes related.
Yeah.
But for our content is rated explicit.
Well, yeah, because I say fucking shit a lot.
Yeah, because I had when I went through, it's like, oh, is your content explicit? I go, yeah, my content's explicit.
Yeah.
So I can't download our own podcast on my fucking iPad.
Oh my god.
I sit there, I click on it, it's like, you are not ready to check this content. So I go, fuck. So I got to check on my computer. I have to sit there and I can listen to it on my computer. I can pull it up now.
Yeah.
But on my iPad, I can't listen to her own fucking podcast.
Can you get him to like stop the restriction?
I asked him, I said, what's the passcode? It's a 4-digit passcode. And like he's like, here's all the ones I normally use. And I sat there and went through every single one of them. I think I did 20, and it keeps locking me out for an hour every time I mess up. I went through like 20, 25 of them. He goes, Joe, I have no fucking clue what it is.
That's amazing.
The only way to reset it is to reset the whole iPad.
Oh,
like Apple can't do anything. Apple, I looked it up. They said they don't do anything on it. You have to reset the whole fucking iPad.
Oh
I had this iPad for what, almost, probably 10 years. So it's like, fuck. It's like, damn it, no, that's stuck, and I have 10 years worth of crap on it. I want to get rid of. I have pictures, I have photos, I have music.
Back it up on your computer.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know how much the space is, knock on wood.
Yeah.
I don't know how much space is left on my computer, because I had this computer since like 2008.
Yeah. I don't know, you could back it up on my computer, and then I could fucking put it back.
Probably, yeah.
But I mean, I have a lot of projects in FL Studio.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we went and downloads.
Speaking of storage space, it is, for a media host, it is, you wouldn't be, it adds up too, because they show you how much it is a month to spend, but then of course, me being me, I go through and I run the math for a year.
Yeah,
and
of course.
For our hosting, because we got to figure out how to cut this down on the mega. If we were literally 3 megabytes shorter, then we can work with it. I went and I had an upgrade. It's now twice as much to host the podcast on the internet.
Really?
Like the physical location. Before it was like $15. Now it's $30.
Oh fuck.
But it's 60 megabytes instead of like the 250.
Oh.
And each one of our podcast episodes is like 150.27 megabytes. So if we literally cut down by like 2 megabytes, it would fit perfectly.
Okay.
I mean, like a megabyte is like an it is an ass hair level.
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds is a megabyte, if anything. That's how fucking crazy it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not that like. But I don't want to. I'd be happy with it. Like if we could do it, great. But if not, I don't want to sacrifice audio quality.
Yeah.
Or content.
No.
Like I'm not gonna be like, okay, we need.
I'm not gonna sacrifice audio quality. I am the biggest audiophile you'll ever meet.
It's plus we got a lot of comments on our audio.
Really?
All of our friends were like, what kind of microphones you use? What kind of stuff are you doing? I got people saying you guys sound really good.
Oh wow.
Oh my fucking thanks.
We could totally sound better.
Yeah.
But that's just me being a pessimist.
But then audio, like quality and content, I just want to be like, we got to stop at this time. We got to do this. It's like, of course we have it. We have it for time reasons. We have it worked out. But it's just like, you want to sacrifice, want to sacrifice anything for the people.
No.
The people.
We live for the people.
Of course. But yeah.
I love people. That's a lie.
You're not a big fan of people?
I mean, I like people. I just don't like interacting with people. Because then I get a panic attack.
I love interacting with people. Meeting new people, talking to them. That's why I think I'd be a great, once this, and I'm giving this hope, once it does get bigger, and people are like, I know you're from here, and I'm going to be like, yes, it's great. Pictures with friends, T-shirts, happiness.
I want to do a vlog channel.
I'm
sorry, but I've always wanted to do.
I think that's the next step from here once we get big enough.
No, well, I mean, like, we could just fucking start it. Like, I could use my fucking computer camera, and we could use these mics and be like, hey, this is our faces. We'll do a face reveal.
That'd be good.
Oh, shit. We'll do face reveal.
I think we should get that. Eventually, I would want to start with a video podcast, too.
Yeah.
Like, once we get to the point, once we get to the point where we don't have to, like, have everything, like, sort of set up. Like, in a whole, like, right now, I think this is great, but I think I would like to do, like, any other, like, podcast on YouTube, like a Rooster Teeth or any other podcast.
Again with the Rooster Teeth.
Again.
God damn it, Joe.
I'm plugging them this time. I sat down last time. I'm like, you know what? I talked about them so much. This episode, I'm at Bernie Burns and the Rooster Teeth. That's my plan. He'll probably.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do it. I figured, hey, what, if it's people we like, people we care about. I figured if you just listened to it and was like, hey, that's pretty cool that we inspired some guy to do something. Then you know what,
But then they look at it and it's like, oh, their podcast is shit. So
no,
I'm kidding. I hope I'm kidding.
I hope I'm kidding. I get a tweet back, never talk to me ever again.
Yeah.
Tell me the best thing.
Take that plug out of your.
Take that plug out. We are suing you for copyright. That's it. That's why I like. Yeah, I want to start doing more of that too. Like if anybody, you know, I want to get it big enough. I want to have it to the point where like, you know, we get a message out to people. People love content. You know, I want to sit there and have. I mean, even like we had like 100 views.
Yeah.
I was fucking blown away that I'm like 100 people sat there and listened to us for fucking an hour and a half. And it was surprising. Like we got 13 subscribers now.
Oh, and we do.
Yeah, we do. And it was.
I was talking to my friend's friend last night, and he has a YouTube channel. I don't know what his YouTube channel is. I'm gonna go over to my buddy's house and we're gonna play Pokemon, and he's gonna put it on his channel.
Nice.
And I was like, oh yeah, I got a podcast tomorrow. I gotta get up early. And he's like, you have a podcast? And I was like, yeah, it's our P.O.V. And he's like, how many subs do you have? I was like, 4 maybe.
That's awesome.
But no, we're in the double digits. So
yeah, we're in the double digits. We had almost 100 views. I know a whole bunch of people on Facebook.
It's nothing to write home about, but it's pretty good.
I mean, my parents were pretty happy about it. I told them about it. My brother was blown away. He's like, I was here a year and I had 20 subscribers, and he's like, you're on one episode and you have 15, almost 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're up there. Our P.O.V. podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm super happy about too? If you Google it, it comes up.
Oh shit!
Before if you search it YouTube, I mean.
Yeah.
Before you'd have to sit there and go.
Really?
You'd have to go to the link. Like people would click on the link, and it would take them to the channel. Now if you Google our P.O.V. podcast,
it is. The second from the bottom.
Second from the bottom. Yeah, but if you Google, see it pops up now. It comes the channel
up.
And everything.
Holy shit!
I'm like, dude.
Oh my
that's
God.
how you know you made it in the world.
Yeah.
We're the first hit too when you Google our point of view.
That
was a fucking great name too. I was really happy with that. Our P.O.V. It's like, and that's such a good thing too, because I can't believe how many people did not think of that.
I don't know. I'm sure it's been thought of. It's just never been like copyrighted.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you know,
well, not copyrighted, but you know, like a thing.
Well, it's ours now.
Yeah, I mean, it's ours.
Got what, 2 episodes? I think it's on the copyright.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy. I think everything's gonna go pretty well.
Yeah.
I want to get to the point where it's just like, yeah, you know.
I want to get to the point where this feels like a regular thing. Like this is just some shit we do on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, you know, oh what's up Sunday? Oh yeah, I gotta go record a podcast with Joey.
Yeah, really.
And that's just becomes my life. Well, not my life, but like it's a thing that happens in my life.
Yeah, it's something where it's like, oh hey, cool, you know. This is something we do. And I tell people all the time, and they're like, you do like a podcast? And I go, of course I do a podcast. And it's like, how did you not know I didn't do a podcast? Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Just get to the point, like, go into Starbucks, like, do you know who I am?
I am that podcaster.
I have a podcast. We have 14 subscribers.
That's fucking awesome. That makes me happy.
You can bring the coffee to my limo.
That'd be awesome, the limo.
Yeah.
I think it's about time to wrap up.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for listening. You know, whether you're on YouTube, iTunes, our website. Yeah, well, thanks.
I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for making the world.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm kidding. I don't want to get religious right at the end.
I went, but yeah, it's we love you all,
and he's not talking into the mic.
Of course I'm talking to the mic. We love you all. Contact us. We have a whole contact us page. Check us out on social media, and yeah.
Bye, honeys.
Hit us up. Oh, yeah. That is the episode done.
We love you.